home on the 2014 racing season as we're now officially into the summer break. But more motorsports action coming in just 6 days out at the Diamond Demolition Derby. Hey, good Saturday morning to you and welcome to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, brought to you by Cocopah Casino. Racing Radio here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. I'm your host, Mike Stanhope, and thanks for joining us today. As noted, the 2014 Cocopah Speedway Racing Series now officially into its summer break, with race action returning to the Diamond in the Desert for the second half of the season in late September. In the meantime, though, we've got the 4th of July Demolition Derby coming up in just 6 days out at Cocopah Speedway, and we'll be visiting with a couple of the competitors who are set to do battle in the Demolition Derby. Alfonso Zavala from the Yuma County Sheriff's Office, Joe Franklin from the Yuma Police Department joining us in just a few minutes to talk about the renewal of the Law Enforcement Derby Challenge. Again, all of that coming up in just a few minutes. First, though, Budweiser Victory Lane time. Last look back at the action from last Saturday night. As the first half came to a close, several drivers scoring breakthrough wins. One of those breakthroughs coming in the IMCA Modifieds, where Brawley's Russell Allen in the 23R ended a drought that dated back to the 2011-2012 season, scoring his first win of 2014. Allen challenged heavily by Yuma's Bobby Horton in the number 3, but Allen got to the line first despite an issue with his race car.
Yeah, I know. I almost had it taken away from me. My battery started cutting out, or something was going on the last 5 or 6 laps. It just started dying on me, and that's how Bobby got around me, and luckily I held on for the last 4.
Allen's performance had notably picked up over the last several races, a product, he said, of lots of hard work.
Just started working with a guy who I really got on the same page with. Liked his setup, really suited me. Just came alive. It really started working for me, and it was a little bit here, a little bit there, just figuring out what the car wanted, and finally we really hit on something tonight, and it was a rocket.
Allen for the win, with Horton in the second spot, while Phoenix's Garrett Funk in the number 74 drove from near the rear of the field to claim third. Moving on now to the Fisher Automotive Street Stocks, where 2 drivers got out front early and then waged a nose-to-tail battle all the way to the checkers. And in the end, it was Yuma's Jimmy Davey in the number 144, scoring his first ever Street Stock feature win.
That's right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's been 2 long years since I've been here at Victory Circle, and man, it feels so good to finally get off the get off that schneid, I guess you could say, for the 2 years. So it's a great feeling.
Pushing Davey hard throughout was Brawley's Tommy Daffern in the number 81, and Davey said it was one heck of a fun race to be a part of, with the issue in doubt until the very end.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Tommy was driving me so clean. I felled him back there a couple of times, but he never but he never went crazy back there. So that was awesome, and you know, from what I hear, everybody stacked up, and it was a good show for the fans. So it makes the night even better.
Davey celebrated his first career win in the Street Stocks with a backflip out of his car in Victory Lane. On the 1 to 10 scale, we'll give that one about a 4, but an A for effort. Dafford in the number 81 was right behind Davey to take second, with Chula Vista's Manny Valdivia's in the number 77 taking third. Next up, the RV World IMCA Sport Mods, where yet another driver scored his first career Sport Mod win. Brawley's Cody Dafford in the number 18 getting to the front early and then stretching the lead lap after lap to get to the line first.
Oh, man, it feels amazing, man. We worked so hard. I got my brothers helping me a lot. Man, I can't appreciate them so much, man. Can't thanks enough to my dad and my brothers for helping me out and getting me out there every night, every race.
Dafford said a recent change in approach to car setup and then a big swing at it on Saturday night helped pave the way to victory.
For a while, I was getting used to the dry slick track and then went to a tacky track, and then it didn't work for me, so I went back to the dry slick track, so it worked out for me. So we did some setups and worked perfect for us.
Daffern easily taking the win, while Brawley's Sean Callens in the 33C and Yuma's Josh Wood in the J11 finished second and third, respectively. Next up, the Pro Stocks, in which Yuma's Brett Samala, driving the number 1, scored his first victory in almost 3 months after some major changes to his race car.
It was always real good there for a long time. The car was good, and we kind of felt like the car was as good as we could get it. So we started doing some stuff, and it actually started hurting us because it would make us good on entry, but we couldn't get off the corner any better, but we knew that we were onto something because we were getting in a lot better. So a couple races ago, we decided just to go a little bit further, and we basically cut the rear clip apart and changed a lot. And this is the first race that I can honestly say that, you know, I think the car is better than it's ever been, and I think we're just going to go forward from here.
Zavala was chased to the line by Westmoreland, California's Brent Ashurst in the number 21, while Yuma's Steve Anthony in the number 14 took third. And finally, the Napa Auto Parts IMCA Hobby Stocks, where it was a dominating drive to victory for Yuma's Craig Ebers in the number 22, a product, he said, of just trying to stay clean and smooth.
I was just worried about spinning out. That was my biggest concern.
So just want to stay smooth, clean, hit your marks, and
not hit the wall. That was a big one, not hit the wall.
Ebers for the win, with Yuma's Brett Wofford in the number 27 taking second, while Brawley's Amy Teague in the number 6 rounded out the top three. One other special event run last Saturday night, the second Powder Puff race of the year, and there it was Brawley's Jennifer Daffern scoring her second straight win. Season points leaders to date in the IMCA Modifieds, Bobby Horton and the number 3 continue to top the standings, while in the Pro Stocks, Westmoreland's Brent Ashurst and the number 21 on top. In the Fisher Automotive Street Stocks, Chula Vista's Manny Baldivia's in the number 77 remains atop the standings, while in the RV World IMCA Sport Mods, the number 38 of Timmy Reese remains on top, and in the Napa Auto Parts IMCA Hobby Stocks, Ebers, off of his win last week, now back on top of the standings. Next week here on Laptime Live, we'll take a look back at the first half of the season with a focus on just how tight those point battles are and just how close the racing has been week after week after week. Can't hardly wait for the break to be over. The next 2.5 months, you know it's going to go by in a flash. Well, coming up next here on Laptime Live, we turn our attention to motorized action of a different sort, demolition, as in the annual 4th of July Demolition Derby coming up this Friday out at the Diamond in the Desert. Alfonso Zavala from the Yuma County Sheriff's Office, Joe Franklin with the Yuma Police Department, and Cocopah Speedway's Mike Erwin, all set to join us next here on Racing Radio. It's Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, brought to you by Cocopah Casino here on Outlaw Country AM 1400.
The Dodge 100-year event continues at Fisher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Hi, I'm Victor Cerda, and I want to invite you to come on down and take advantage of our great deal. Take home a 2014 Dodge Journey AVP with 7-passenger seating for only $19,991. What about a 2014 Jeep Patriot Sport for only $14,991? So call us at 344-2650 or visit us at itsafisher.com.
It's a Fisher Dodge Chrysler.
All prices include military discount and Chrysler full finance.
Community matters to Z93 in Outlaw Country. Over the last 14 years, over 30,000 children in Yuma County have had big smiles on their faces as they've received backpacks filled with school supplies from the Drive for School Supplies. This year, 5,100 backpacks have been requested from local area schools throughout Yuma County, San Pasquale, and several service organizations. The foundation of YRMC works with volunteers, businesses, and organizations throughout the Yuma community to raise funds and collect supplies to fill the backpack orders. Each filled backpack will cost the Drive for School Supplies about $13. Donations are greatly needed and can be made online at yumaregional.org or at the Foundation office, located at 399 West 32nd Street. School supplies are being accepted, too. Items like backpacks, crayons, markers, colored pencils, glue sticks, 3-ring binders, folders, notebook paper, and more. Community and our children matter to Z93 in Outlaw Country. Let's fill those backpacks, Yuma.
Yuma Community Food Bank is putting out an SOS call. That stands for Stock Our Shelves. The summer months can be very lean at the Yuma Community Food Bank, so they're asking residents to help them out. They have a goal to raise 50,000 pounds of non-perishable foods now through September 1st. You can drop items off at the food bank on 24th Street, or you can hold your own food drive. Please call them if you'd like to hold a food drive, 343-1243. That's 343-1243.
You can't always see it, but energy is changing. So what's next for Arizona? Next is new choices for the way you use energy through innovations like plug-in electric vehicles, smart appliances, and rooftop solar. At APS, our job is to plan for these possibilities with a smarter electricity grid that can safely and reliably power whatever you plug in next. The future of energy is bright. Learn more at aps.com/next.
Outlaw Country streaming live. Just visit us on the web at outlawcountry1400.com and click on the Listen Live button. It's easy. You'll find DJs' bios, photos, and you can also get the latest Yuma news from Jennifer Blackwell and entertainment news, too. We also have fun contests. Check us out today. That's outlawcountry1400.com. Streaming live anywhere you have internet access and speakers. Classic country, your country.
Outlaw Country.
You can't always see it, but energy is changing. So what's next for Arizona? Next is new choices for the way you use energy through innovations like plug-in electric vehicles, smart appliances, and rooftop solar. At APS, our job is to plan for these possibilities with a smarter electricity grid that can safely and reliably power whatever you plug in next. The future of energy is bright. Learn more at aps.com/next.
You're listening to Racing Radio with Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. Once again, I'm your host, Mike Stanhope, looking ahead on this edition of Laptime Live to the big 4th of July Demolition Derby coming up this Friday out at Cocopah Speedway. Gates, of course, will open up at 5 p.m. with special 4th of July opening ceremonies at 7 p.m. And joining us in studio this morning to talk about the Demolition Derby, we've got Alfonso Zavala from the Yuma County Sheriff's Office, Joe Franklin with the Yuma Police Department, and Cocopah Speedway's Mike Erwin. And good morning to all of you, gentlemen.
Morning, Mike. Morning, Mike.
Morning.
Glad to have all of you in this morning, and looking forward to, well, lots and lots of excitement coming up Friday out at Cocopah Speedway. Another portion to that special event that we'll be talking about also a little bit later on. But want to talk about this renewal of the Law Enforcement Challenge, Round 1, going to you, Alfonso. You ready for a repeat, or Joe? It's on you now.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can stop him at one win and leave it at that.
You know, it's a great time to be out there and having fun with, a little competitive between the agencies, but it's also a great time to be out there with the community. We want to be out there, have fun, have a great time. We obviously want to thank Cocopah Casino, the Cocopah Tribe for putting on the 4th of July event, so we can go out there, have fun, and everybody else involved in this event have a lot of fun with the friends and family out there.
Pretty obvious there's a lot of camaraderie between the two agencies.
There really is. Last time we were running a little bit behind on our car, and Alfonso and Ken Shaw and actually Sheriff Wilmot came over and lent us a hand, and just last weekend I went over there and lent them a little bit of a hand. Anything we can do to, make sure we're out there to put on a show for the fans. Like Alfonso was saying, honestly, I don't care if I win, lose, whatever. I'm competitive, yeah, I like to win, but I want to go out there and put on the best show that I can for the fans, and we'll see what happens from there.
Well, let's go back to the origins of this, because this all kind of came out of a friendly challenge, and in the publicity that went up to the first edition of this, both of you guys were kind of like, yeah, we may be out there with targets, all of these guys being able to hit the squad cars, so to speak, that you would set up for the Demolition Derby. Both of you, well, Alfonso taking the win, and you were deep into that event too. Were you both surprised at how well you did that first time out?
I believe utterly amazed would probably be a better way to describe it. Me and Alfonso talked about it right before we got in the cars, and we're like, well, I'll see you in about 3 minutes.
Going into the event, we had a Grand Marquis plastic car that we called it. It was the plastic car going into the event. We didn't think we were going to be in there very long, especially in an all-computerized vehicle. But it held up. It went, 30-some minutes, took some good hits. So it was a good time.
And you, Joe, were in a 96 Oldsmobile, if memory serves correctly, something like that?
Actually, it was an 83.
83, yeah. Even older. Well, so how did your cars come out of that last action, and, what kind of work has gone on now to get things ready for a second go-round?
Well, I think Chachi had some battery issues, but I drove mine out onto the trailer with 3 tires, so all I got to do is straighten out the body a little bit, and back out I go.
Yeah, we had some issues, battery issues that we had to go back and fix. Obviously, some dents and fenders that we had to fix and pull out, and radiator issues, etc. So we've had to put in some work throughout our off time. Volunteering all our time and trying to get this car back together, get ready to go for next weekend.
was going to say, for both of you, it's been a big team effort by both of your individual agencies.
Definitely.
Absolutely. One of the biggest thing, this is all volunteer. We do it on our off time, and it's all the guys that work at our offices or at our agencies, respective agencies. We do it on our off time, and it's something to do outside of the office and have a good time doing it.
With us, like Alfonso was saying, it is all volunteer. Everything on the car was donated. So we have a lot of sponsors that, of course, we like to, throw a shout out to here in a little while. But, my son comes out there, a couple of the officers from my agency and their family. My soon-to-be stepson's going to be out there with me this time also. So, like Alfonso was saying, we're just going to get out there, bang the body back into shape, fire it up, and let's do it.
Let's bring Mike into the conversation here, too. You're putting together a couple of cars again. A couple of your daughters are going to be competing in the Derby. Have you been providing any advice to these fellas?
They don't need any advice, Mike. I mean, when they win, they win. They must have done something better than we did this last time. Both of my daughters went out for the same reason. It was real strange. Got hit so hard in the front end, it broke the motor mount completely, all three motor mounts out of the car, and it tore the shifter off. So the girls... One girl, Susie, couldn't even shift the car, and then the other one, somehow the bolt came loose on her shifter, on Audrey's shifter, and she couldn't shift the car, so they're stuck there in the middle of the Derby, not being able to move. And it's one of those things that in Derby business, you can't predict what's going to go wrong.
Yeah, absolutely no way to predict, and having watched many of them over the years, the countless ways we've seen cars go out, winding up on top of each other sometimes either.
Yes, that's true. I think Joe was telling a story about winding up on top of a car accidentally, and I'm not sure it was accidentally. It might have been this police officers. You always see them speeding down the road when their lights and sirens on. So he thought he was running code 3 or 2, whatever they call it.
Definitely code 3. Well, that guy's trunk was in the way, and somehow my car went over it. So,
well, hey, we'll hope that one doesn't get repeated as we look forward to the slam bang action of the Demolition Derby. Again, that coming up this Friday out at Cocopah Speedway. Again, gates open at 5 p.m. Action getting underway right around 7 o'clock. We're talking with Joe Franklin, Alfonso Zavala, and Mike Erwin this morning here on Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, brought to you by Cocopah Casino, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Need to order stickers? SignPro can produce custom stickers with your logo or business information. Give them to your customers or label your equipment for a great professional look. That's SignPro, 783-7776, or stop by 1702 South Arizona Avenue. SignPro, where they are perfect to the letter.
You just can't do better. The SignPro sign. America comes to SignPro.
This message is from the Outlaw Country Promotions Department. You may win once every 30 days and only one winner per household. Winners must be at least 18 years old unless we tell you otherwise. Contests are open to everyone except staff of Outlaw Country, their immediate families, contest sponsors, and other media outlets. Prizes must be picked up within 30 days of winning and may be picked up during business hours at 949 South Avenue B. Copies of contest rules are available at the station or on our website, outlawcountry1400.com. Thanks for listening, and good luck from Outlaw Country.
The Dodge 100-year event continues at Fisher Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi, I'm Victor Cerda, and I want to invite you to come on down and take advantage of our great deal. Take home a 2014 Dodge Journey AVP with 7-passenger seating for only $19,991. What about a 2014 Jeep Patriot Sport for only $14,991? So call us at 344-2650 or visit us at itsafisher.com.
It's a Fisher. Fisher Dodge Chrysler.
All prices include military discount and quasi-quiet full finance.
Every year, visitors from all over the world travel to Arizona and Southern California for many types of recreation. The BLM Yuma Field Office wants to remind all public land visitors of the dangers associated with any military or mining type of ordnance or explosives. The Desert Southwest has a rich cultural and historic past that includes numerous contributions relating to a military presence that supported settlement of the West, desert training, and weapons development. This military presence dates back to the 1800s. The Sonoran Desert's mineral-rich ground has drawn prospectors and fortune seekers and is still considered a primary primary location for individuals looking to strike it rich. Evidence of mining history can be seen at nearly every mountain range in the area. When visiting the desert, if you encounter an item with any explosive or potential explosive danger, you are asked to leave the item in place and do not touch it. Also, leave the immediate area the same way that you approached it. Don't activate electronic devices on or near the explosive item. Once you are safely away from the item, mark its general location with flagging, GPS coordinates, or by some other recognizable means. And please, notify the BLM or any appropriate law enforcement agency by the quickest means available.
Want to know more about Outlaw Country? Check us out online at outlawcountry1400.com. Check out our DJ bios and photos. You can also get the latest Yuma news from news director Jennifer Blackwell, plus the latest entertainment news. We also have fun contests on our website. Check it out today. That's outlawcountry1400.com. And you can find us on Twitter and Facebook. We're listed under Outlaw Yuma. Follow us and like us today. Because, well, we like you. Classic country, your country.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. If you want to win Diamondback tickets, there's more than one way to win. There's the usual way where you listen to Outlaw Country. Then there's another way. Just become a fan on the Outlaw Country Facebook page. We're always giving listeners chances to win prizes over there, too. Just search Outlaw Country.
Body aches, rashes, now my hair is falling out. I need some answers.
For answers, ask your doctor the right question. Could I have lupus? For answers, for support, for hope, visit couldIhavelupus.gov.
And welcome back to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. Joined once again in studio by Alfonso Zavala with the Yuma County Sheriff's Office, Joe Franklin from the Yuma Police Department, and Cocopah Speedway's Mike Erwin as we talk Demolition Derby today here on Laptime Live. We've been talking about the second renewal of the Law Enforcement Challenge, gentlemen, and I'll start with you first of all, Alfonso. Lessons that you feel like you took out of that first Derby?
Biggest lesson was go in there and have fun, and watch yourself. It was different. Never been in a demo derby. Obviously, being a drag racer, you always emphasize wearing all your safety gear, going in there, didn't wear the fire suit, didn't wear a couple of things. This time, there will be a fire suit on. There will be a little bit more protective gear on myself. So that there are things that you learn. Even working on the car now, you know a little bit more things that you can't do to the car. So, you don't want to give all your little tricks away. But
gotta have some trade secrets.
Gotta have some trade secrets. But, there's different things that, you learn throughout it. And we feel a little confident. But again, our biggest thing is go out there and have fun.
And takeaways for you, Joe?
Just like he was saying, you get out there and as a cop, I'm running, like Mike was saying, running code 3 with my lights on. The last thing you ever want to do is get in an accident. You hit, even running sirens, you get to a green light, you stop, make sure it's clear. I'm avoiding accidents, yet when I go out here, I'm trying to cause as many as I can. As for trade secrets, like Chachi was saying, earlier we were listening to all the guys that won last weekend, and they're talking about setups. I think my main setup on my car is, please don't die. Keep running.
Particular strategies or changes in strategy that you might bring in. We see people, they'll take the stop-and-go approach. You got the guys who were basically hammered down on the throttle throughout, circling around the Demolition Derby arena. Any lessons you might have taken away that way?
I think I was more concerned trying to make sure that the car, didn't take so many heavy hits up front, trying to avoid getting hit up front, the radiator, the motor, etc. Try to take all the hits from the rear, trying to position the car, setting the car up, taking hits from the rear, trying to avoid the front end. But again, it's difficult once you're out there. It's wet, it's hard to move around, and there's 20, 30 cars out there going at it, trying to hit you, and you've got a bullseye on you, and they're coming at you, and everybody wants to win.
Come as any surprise to you, Joe, just how hard those hits are in car when somebody's really got you lined up?
There was a couple that I definitely felt. I went and acknowledged them when we were done. I was like, man, you guys, I definitely knew when you hit me. Like Chachi was saying, you want to try and keep the front end of your car safe. I had radiator water spraying at me, and I assumed wrong that my radiator had burst. So I said, okay, I started hitting with the front end at that point, and all it was a hose. So I have to use a little more common sense, because by that time I figured I was going out and I was going to go out in a bang. So,
and indeed, one of the cool things about the Demolition Derby this year at Cocopah Speedway is the action is going to take place on the Cocopah Speedway front chute, right down front on the front straightaway, very, very close up to the fans. And Mike, that may present a little bit of a challenge as well in terms of the nature of the racing surface itself and how Demolition Derby cars might react on it.
Yeah, these guys with the Derby cars, I don't think they've been on the track very much, and the track is sloped. Even on the front stretch, there's a slope, so they're going to try to go down naturally towards the Victory Lane area, and you might find them all kind of fighting the slope of the track until they learn it. Chachi earlier was talking about, or maybe it was Joe, I need to find mud tires. I go, you guys are wasting your time. You'll be okay. Just run what you've got, bring what you always run, and just go out and have a ball. You can't overthink this type of thing. Just have fun.
I think he's trying to sucker us in so his daughters will win.
Well, I got to ask at this point. Predictions from each of you. What do you think?
I'm just hoping to, like I did last time, stay running more than 5 minutes. My whole thing is, if I win, awesome. I just want to keep running and cause as much damage as possible.
It's a great group of competitors out there. We know there's going to be quite a few cars out there, and everybody come in, have fun, be safe, and everybody walk away without any injuries. It'll be a good time. Last man standing, have fun, and good luck to them.
Could be the last woman standing, too, Josh.
I apologize for that, Mike.
We do note that Susie is a past Demolition Derby winner.
That is correct.
Jay Pilgrim going to be in the mix as well. He was the winner last 4th of July out at Cocopah Speedway. Shout-outs you'd like to pass along, gentlemen? Again, a big team effort to get you guys out there.
I want to thank our entire crew that helps on our car. Ken Shaw, Henry Hernandez, Alfredo Caro, Tire Sheriff's Office for supporting our group, Kennedy's Towing for providing the car, Tipton's Automotive, Ed Whitehead's Tire. So the entire group that keeps supporting us helps us go out there and be able to put on a show for the community.
My main people that I wanted to thank, of course, is Team 86 Racing. I know if you follow Cocopah Speedway, you're familiar with them. They've helped tremendously. They let us use their shop, and they're both out there, turning wrenches with us and banging the body out ready to go. My family, the Yuma Police Department for actually letting me do this, the Sheriff's Department for when they came and helped us. Some of the sponsors that donated stuff to us was obviously Dick's Towing. They gave us the car. O'Reilly Auto Parts, AutoZone, Pep Boys, Napa. They even gave me one of the cool hats that they have on their trucks when they drive around. And, Discount Tire, they're the ones that provided tires, and they're actually looking for the mud tires that Mike doesn't want me to get. So, and like I said, everything, was donated, and I can't thank the city of Yuma enough for that, and I want everyone to come out and enjoy watching us go out there and try and cause a little havoc.
Now you have just a few people to thank. Tom's Auto Body and Paint for straightening the frame up for us every year. There's one car is going to be the 9th Derby it runs in. We're trying to get into double digits and see if we can keep this car running. Apple's Radiator, Plaza Appliance for their support, and then Franklin's Tires for non-mud tires.
Hey, I want to thank all of you gentlemen once again. Alfonso Zavala with the Yuma County Sheriff's Office, Joe Franklin with the Yuma Police Department, and Mike Irwin from Auto Dock and also Cocopah Speedway. Hey, best of luck to all of you. Know it's going to be a tremendous amount of fun and excitement, and whoever comes out on top, our congratulations to all of you, and thanks once again for joining us here on Laptime Live.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
All righty, looking forward to it. It's coming this Friday night, the 4th of July Demolition Derby at Cocopah Speedway. Mentioned a special added attraction. We're going to see match racing prior to the Demolition Derby from some of the Cocopah Speedway Racing Series competitors, among them Yuma's Timmy Reese and Josh Wood and their IMCA Sport Mods and other drivers drivers also looking to get in on this as well. They are among those set for match race action on the Cocopah Speedway Oval. That'll take place prior to the Demolition Derby. Again, in advance of the night's main event, the $1,000 to win 4th of July Demolition Derby. As always, gates will open up at 5 p.m. Action getting underway at 7 p.m. The Derby this year, again, taking place on the Speedway's front chute, bringing the action right up close for everyone. So make your plans now to celebrate the 4th of July out at Cocopah Speedway. Fireworks, of course, will follow at around 8:45 over at Cocopah Casino. You can find out more about the Derby and the entire 2014 racing season at www.cocopahspeedway.com. Look at the updated point standings, learn more about all the drivers in action out at Cocopah Speedway, and lots of other specialized racing content. You can also get in on online ticketing, probably the easiest way to get into Cocopah Speedway. Just look up online ticketing on the Cocopah Speedway website. You'll also find advanced tickets at the Cocopah Casino gift shop and at Yuma area Napa Auto Parts stores. And make sure, too, you check out the Winter Heat tab, where updates are coming throughout the year on the Winter Heat Sprint Car Showdown. The best 410 wing sprint car drivers in the country getting together for 4 big nights of racing, first 2 weekends of January 2015. Hey, we'd like to say thanks once again to Alfonso Zavala, Joe Franklin, and Mike Erwin for visiting with us this morning, and we'll look to see you again next Saturday morning, the day after the Demolition Derby coming to Cocopah Speedway. You've been listening to Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino. Back with more next Saturday morning, 11 a.m., here on Outlaw Country AM 1400.